High Plains Technology Center, turning education and training into workplace success.
Oh, back to school, to prove to Dad that I'm not a fool.
High Plains Technology Center, education at the speed of business. School is now in session.
High Plains Technology Center at 7:33. It's time for school. We got Barclay Holt, Taylor Burnett. Good
Wednesday.
morning. Whoa.
Yeah.
I forgot how loud you were.
I know.
That's
the way it always goes. So good Wednesday morning. And glad to be here. So I didn't like that weather forecast much either.
It's cold.
I know. We better appreciate this 41 today. So
Better.
I warned everybody last week here we're going to have Barclay and I on 2 weeks in a row, which probably should be against some law, probably is out there somewhere,
Yeah.
or it'll be developed now in
Yeah,
session.
it'll
But we wanted to bring him on to talk about what happened last night. Once again, we talked a little bit about what the lead up was, and then last night was the vote. So now it's we ready.
Yeah.
So go ahead and talk about what happened last night, Barclay.
Well, the vote in Beaver County to annex into High Plains' district, the voters went to the polls yesterday and it passed a little over 60% to about 40%, and so we'll start putting boots on the ground in Beaver County, getting things going that are good for kids, good for business, and away we go.
It is a way we go when it comes to this more than anything, and I don't think you and I thought that 60% of the people would ever like us anyway. So, but it was the staff that probably brought that level up more than anything. So the exciting times with this. So you've kind of given a little bit of the plan with things, but the school districts are probably going to be the biggest part of deciding things.
Well, I think historically in career tech and area tech centers, you're sending schools, those schools that feed into it, and in Beaver County voting as a county, they have the four schools: Balco, Turpin, Forgan, and Beaver that are going to feed kids to the daytime programs. We're going to stand up TAP programs in those schools out there. And then obviously, Taylor, the world you work in all the time, business and industry, training, ongoing training, and then stuff there where that's going to be available. It's going to get it up and going, so it's going to be fast.
And I think with that, it'll probably be the biggest learning curve with them understanding exactly what my department understands and can do. I
don't think that anybody, and even our existing patrons here in the Woodward District, Visib, Buffalo, those school districts here that have participated, some of them for almost over 40 years. Still, there's people within the communities that don't understand what resources are there, what resources we have access to. Maybe it's not at our local district. Maybe it's not here at the Woodward campus, or maybe it won't be sitting right there in Beaver at the Beaver campus, wherever we deem that to be, and get up and going. But we have that resource across the state, and our network is so big with 29 technology centers, the support of our State Department of Career Tech, Director Haken. Those resources are there, and it's there for a purpose. It's there for economic development. It's there for business and industry growth, and it's there to train young people to be ready to go to work.
Was that one of the first times you ever had a statement prepared, ready for a vote?
Yes.
I was kind of laughing last night.
I've done a lot of preparing that I have never done in my life.
Because I know that one wasn't off the cuff.
Yeah.
I know you do well.
I don't know about that. That one there was, but the one that blasted out last night that we had Katie ready to go with. Yes, absolutely. Sat down and did that and did it. The reality was, it passes, and we're excited for the people of Beaver County for that. But the reality was it could fail, and you have to be prepared for that. And we've kind of tried to prepare our staff both ways, and then also try to keep them, because they've got a job to do, and this morning they go back to their job just exactly like they did yesterday, whether that vote passed or not. And I think that's real important for High Plains.
Well, it's kind of neat that vote came through while you guys were having your meeting last night.
No, the night before.
Night before.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. We were in the blizzard the night before.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, there might not have been enough of me to go around if that vote would have been on the blizzard and then that's something we need to talk about is the legacy that I had a couple phone calls last night and some this morning It's been posed in Texas County before to try to bring a tech center to the Panhandle, and it failed. And so there's a lot of people historically in career tech in Oklahoma and at High Plains in our leadership that have watched this happen, have wanted this to happen, have seen that, they know the need, because we get a lot of, Taylor gets a lot of contact from west of here for business and industry stuff all the time. So it was something that, lots of eyes were on in our deal. But the legacy banquet that we did the other night on Monday night, we brought back Dr. Jackson and then honored Dr. Dale. Obviously, he's passed a couple of years ago, and then Dr. Ron Simmons, who was the first superintendent out there. And when this thing started, it started with 4, 5, 6 schools, and it's grown to 6 sending schools now, and then now Beaver County, you add the other.
Yeah, now here we are with 10.
So it's pretty cool what's happened and on the history of that. But a lot of people watch that, over 43 years.
Especially when Dr. Jackson and Dr. Simmons talked. Of course, the 3 doctors, those 3 have something in common you and I'll never have. And doctor in front of their name. I don't want it.
Not a chance. Do it, not a chance.
But when they talked about how this area was formed.
Yep.
A lot of the boots on the ground with 4 people, versus the, annexation. And, the annexation we talked about last week, that's the only way this probably could have happened, because there's no way to have a full brick and mortar
there wasn't. There's not enough tax. I mean, the 10 and 2 mills, the 10 general and 2 building that the voters voted for last night out there wouldn't generate enough to go put a campus, to build a campus, put programs in it, do all the things. It's just not enough revenue to do that. However, it's something that we're very committed to. I think it's something that the state, Director Haken has given me his word, and I know they're working on it, the state board, to get funding to help that, because the reality is there is a remote, there's a sparsity factor that figures in public school, because and we're not calling it sparsity factor in this, but Director Haken's working to try to get some other revenue to stand up and put this effort forward.
Well, when you talk about things, once again, we got to protect our own and take care of our own, and this is a home run, and I don't think people fully realize it and grasp it, and I hope that Beaver County truly does, because kudos to them for putting this vote to pass, because we were doing our thing. We were great. We want to help our district, and now here we are expanding our outreach. And I said last week, if people don't realize how these are going to work together, always hire what you can't do. TAP's going to look different. You said that last week out there.
Yeah, and I think that's interesting. This is going to look different. And that's I guess as the leader of High Plains, the superintendent, I'm okay with it looking different. Things don't have to. I think we've created a world where we think everything has to be fair, everything has to be equal. I wasn't raised that way. There was 3 of us at home, and there was times that one guy.
You were at the food table a little bit longer. Exactly,
I was at the food table. John Mark didn't get to eat as much, and then likewise, just because somebody got a Nintendo on their 13th birthday didn't mean that I got a Nintendo on my 13th birthday. And so that was, I think, what we're going to do out there. In some ways, it's going to look different. It's going to be different from but it's just logistics. And in order to make it work, we're going to do it the way that it works, with a lot of common sense, and hopefully be very good with the dollars that those people voted in last night, and put those dollars back to Beaver County. I estimate it's just they're going to see that we're going to double down on the dollar that they invest. So it's going to be a good thing. Because
we've learned through our own school how we've had to do things here, because everybody thinks that High Plains is a thriving metropolis at times. But, Dr. Jackson brought up less staff, less money coming in, and we get by with what we can do, because that's the way it's kind of been driven. And
I think it's pretty cool. Taylor, I'll toot your horn and then talk about a little bit of what we do. And people probably don't realize this, but the number 1 or number 2 business and industry training facility by hours in the state of Oklahoma and clients is Taylor represents that each and every day. We're not a big school. We're actually on the bottom end of schools, but we're right up there in that top end on the business and industry training. Then likewise on getting our students to our tech center and making that available to our sending schools, we're in a 50 to 60% saturation rate, which will lead the state. I mean, it will lead the state this next year. And so, I mean, once again, I can only get the highest percentage of what's available to me. I can't go get more in the number on the total number, but I can go get that percentage, and we do a very good job. And that's the staff out there that you guys and up on the hill, and I keep telling staff that's the reason Beaver County even was a option. It even came to a vote.
And mind you, everybody, you've heard Dana on here, Miss Goss on here in times talking about things with TAP, but that's not including TAP numbers with that saturation rate.
No, we don't. There's 700, approximately 700 kids get exposed to TAP every year. We do not get to count one of those numbers in career tech numbers. So when that shows up, it's not even there, and a lot of people don't understand that. And likewise, probably the reason we're the only ones in the state that have a TAP program is we took that. We think that's something we should do. It's an effort that pays dividends all the way through to our post-secondary programs, and is allowing us to build those post-secondary programs. So it's exciting. It's going to be fast and furious, and it's going to give us something to do for the next few months.
That TAP program is planting seeds for a harvest down the road.
No
too.
question.
You'll see those students coming back.
We're going to quote you on that, Brett, for sure. Yeah,
dude, put it down.
Absolutely.
January 10th.
Yeah.
Well, the cool thing is, too, is like you brought up business industry, my side. Yesterday, the school was closed, but all the people were up there because we brought businesses in, people in that needed training. We started a little later to make it safer for that, but they were still there. They were still working because I have a feeling. And my mantra is, hey, if someone's paying someone to be here, we need to be training them as long as they can get to the training facility.
Yeah, and absolutely, and it's just a neat thing. You go out there and our guys, I think they're taking that approach to it, that it is real world, even for our kids. I mean, Dana's incorporated that down at TAP, and you just talk real world scenario, and that's show up on time and get her done. So.
Well, we just want to thank everybody once again, especially out in Beaver County. We're extremely excited. We're here we are with our roots, and these two things are going to feed together. We're going to take care of all of expanding Northwest Oklahoma territory, which is super exciting and neat. So thanks for coming on again this morning, Barclay.
Absolutely.
And congratulations to both of you.
Thank you.
And actually the
staff.
The whole staff.
Yeah, this is the staff.
It's a whole effort. Yep. And Beaver, welcome aboard.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you.
Good to have you guys.